Repeating history. The collapse of Trump Taj Mahal and the American government. In 1991, Donnie opened the Taj Mahal Casino, telling everyone it was the biggest, best, most amazing thing ever, and that it was going to save the local economy, and that it was the eighth wonder of the world. In less than a year, the Taj Mahal defaulted on its debts and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This story is repeated in nearly every single company or endeavor Trump has ever run. The only ones that have ever been successful are those propped up by the Russian mafia. And that is exactly what's happening right here and right now with our nation. He ran the Taj Mahal at a massive deficit and is doing the same to America, widening our debt by trillions. Quite literally, the most debt we've ever taken on, and the fastest we've ever done it, while he pretends this is fiscal responsibility, just like he did with the Taj Mahal. When he did this with his casinos, he stopped paying his workers, which is happening right now at this very moment with federal employees. History is repeating itself again and again. As the casino defaulted on debts, he was out in public claiming they were making millions and millions. Now he's doing the same, daily lying about tariff numbers, forcing departments to put out reports that are even at a cursory glance lies. During the bankruptcy, he was discovered to be engaged in money laundering, and history repeats itself as his crypto schemes are rife with bribes and laundering. When the Taj Mahal was collapsing, he would throw parties and do superficial events claiming how amazing it was, the same propaganda he's doing at this very moment. History is repeating itself. When his workers walked off the job, he refused to negotiate, and this led to the final nail in the gold-gilded, tacky coffin. The casino collapsed in on itself and closed. Trump is currently refusing to negotiate the shutdown. America is straining and moments away from a full-on collapse. I cannot scream this loud enough or often enough. History is fucking repeating itself. And even when he was ousted, the damage was already done and irreparable. And history, once again, repeats itself. Repeating history.
And first of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Like the man said, history repeating itself. And it goes beyond just this, but the behavior, the pattern that he was explaining shows you that the powers that be, they have the desired puppet that they want in that position of power. All right. And he's defaulting he has defaulted in a lot of his business transactions, and he never was good. In the same speech of, the positive talk, expressing certain words, and the action that is speaking is, this is all, corruption. This is all part of the plan. Everything that's happening is theater. This is all theater. All right. And people fail to realize what's going on. This is why he has like a cult of personality. He has a following of imbeciles that would ride or die for him, no matter how sinister the behavior it is. All right. This is when you had a Edomite that called, I don't know who this young man was, but in that video show you how wild these people are. See, they on some punish everybody else if they do certain things, but they themselves don't need to be punished. Even Alex Jones has said, if they had a video, it doesn't matter because we're not in World War III. So what Esau, there's a lot of respect of persons. All right. The cruel people remains in the position of power. And they don't give a damn who they hurt, how they hurt people. Because this is their spirit. This is who they are. Okay. Ecclesiastes, since he kept saying it, 1 and 11. Sorry, 1 and 10. It said, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us." Matter of fact, I gotta go up. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that shall and that which shall be done. There's no new thing under the sun. And it goes back to Nero, all right? In Nero's ways of doing things, he was loved, and he was hated that he was hated. You know, and he was hated very deeply, like all his other previous people that was in position. So it's all the same. Is all the same. Nothing has really changed. The Lord has given the same spirits back on earth. The difference is that these devils, they may know who they are. That's the only difference, because they themselves are into witchcraft. It says, "Is there anything new where it could be said, see, this is new? Have it been already of old time which was before us? There's no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are come with those that shall come after," proving that is reincarnation. This man's job is to tear this fucking country apart. And we could clearly see it. It's happening. It's happening under this man's watch. All right. It says, Revelation 3, 13 and 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast came up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb. He spake as a dragon." So the two horns represent the two political parties. And believe it or not, Trump was in the beginning, he was a Democrat, and he switched sides, right? But yet he's still doing the will of the agenda of the elites, because they all bought and sold. All right. But the point is that they spake as a dragon. This is why I did a show earlier today, which I'm gonna put it up on the same day as this, of Trump talking about executing Democrats that publicly came against him. So where somebody disagree with you, and you in a higher position, why would you want to execute somebody that disagree with you? And y'all all prominent position. This is supposed to be the most civilized country in the world. Matter of fact, what's song King's Wrath, I think it's called. It's in Proverbs. Proverbs 16 and no, not 16. Proverbs 19 and 12. And since he considered himself a king, all right, he does consider himself a king. I'll start at 10. Proverbs 19 and 10. "Delight is not seemingly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes." In this world we live in, we have fools that are in a position of power. That's why I said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It says that I seen servants upon horses and princes walking on earth. Well, the servants that's upon horses are Esau, Edom. All right. So they are on horses, they are in a position of power, but they're not supposed to be in position of power. If anything, if a man can't, in a smaller scale, to conduct his business, take care of his home, how he's supposed to run a country, right? How he's supposed to run a country? He's running the country as he was. Remember, he's running the country as he's running his. He ran his business. This is why he came up with the whole tariff. He was like, "Oh, NATO got to get this shit." Everybody was like, "Yeah, he's a smart businessman." Yeah, but his business failed. So he's not supposed to be. He's running the country like he ran. He's running, or he ran his organization, and it failed. It says, "Discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is a glory to pass over his transgression. The king's wrath is as a roaring lion, but his favor is as the dew upon the grass." So this is why he desires people to kiss his ass. All right, because this man think Trump in his mind he is king. All right, in his mind, his warped mind, he is king. So as king, he does as he please. This is why when he first got into office, he was meddling into New York's was it congestion prices, and then to everybody outside is like, yes, he's finally going to stop it, but he didn't do shit. But the first thing that they said, we haven't the governor of New York's, we haven't served a king since this that to the third. In this man's mind, he's a king. He's a king. All right. So his wrath, how he settles certain things, he's gonna settle it his way. And this man has dementia. So we're seeing the complete downfall of Esau Edom. All right. It's brought to you by the current president of the United States of America. Back in Revelation 13 and 12, it says he exercised all the power of the first beast before them. What is that saying? That's reincarnation of an empire. He's exercising. Let's look up the word exercise. Is I don't know how to say it. To make with the names of things, make to produce, construct, form, fashion. Oh my goodness. So this is why America and all these European countries resemble, mainly America, resemble the Roman Empire because it's fashioned out of the Roman Empire. This is the exercise. So they brought it back to life. All right, they brought this society back to life. To be authors of the cause to make ready, to prepare, to produce, bear, shoot forth, to occur, to provide a thing for oneself, to make a thing of something, constitute or appoint one thing, to appoint or ordain one that, to make, i.e., declare one one other thing. So they're exercising the same thoughts, the same mindset of the former Roman Empire. This is why history is repeating itself. All right. It says, and cause the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that first beast is once again is the Roman Empire. And how was it healed? We got a thing called the Renaissance. It was brought back to life. Okay, it was literally brought back to life, and that was the beginning of Esau Edom's empire, showing that what even empires can be resurrected. Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's being done has been done, and is the same failed people. I always go to the. I should go to Daniel's 2. And you know what? I will go to Daniel's 2. Daniel 2 and was it 40? And the fourth kingdom shall be strong. Matter of fact, I gotta go up. The point I want to go to. Hold on, let me see something. I just want to go to the point. All right, 45. For as much as thou hast sawest the stone which was cut out of the mountain of our hands, and that it broke to pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and gold. So when the stone hit, it hit what? The foot of the statue. The statue is representation of what? All the heathens' rulership, from Nebuchadnezzar to the Medo-Persian Empire to Greece to Rome, and it's the extension of Rome. So what happened with why was that so significant? Because they all connected. All these empires were all connected. This is why you have the construction the way you have in different ideology, like democracy, the two horns, and so forth. That came from the Greeks, and it was exercised strongly with the Romans. This is how you have the two-party system. Okay, everything is a run is a everything is from a former empire. So when the Lord comes to the scene, which I'm going to read right now, it says, "And the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain in the interpretation, and that stone represent Yahushua coming to destroy everything." So the cycle that we're under, especially with this guy, this clown, is finally coming to an end. Second Ezra, which one is it? 5. Which it goes to something different, but I still could. Let's see if I can find it real quick. "42. And he said unto me, I would liken my judgment unto a ring, as is like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swift of the first reincarnation." So the Lord's judgment is like a ring; it always comes back. But this time, the Lord is going to break the cycle of the heathen's rulership on the planet Earth, showing that this is the last. Matter of fact, so I got to go back to Revelation 13 again. I saw that one. I ain't gonna make this too long. 13 and 1. It says, it was really 2. "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which representation of what? NATO EU, which were the 10. 7 was what? It was Greece, Rome, Germania Minor and Major, um, Frank, which is France, Spain, and Britannia, which was Britain. The 10, it was split to 10. That was the original nation of the EU nations, right? And upon his heads were named blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto the leopard. And the leopard represent whom? Alexander the Greek. Okay? And his feet were like as the feet of a bear, which feet represents the end. So what John saw, he saw the beginning and he saw the end. So the end of this cycle, we are at the end of this cycle. No longer are we in this continuous heathens ruling over us. It ends here. Matter of fact, I do have one more. Nahum 1 and 7. The Lord, no, sorry, 9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. So this is the end of the cycle, right? Oh, actually, I do have one more. Since I'm talking about cycles. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held the first, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the cycle ends. All right, this is what the scripture is talking about. The cycle ends. So yes, every history does repeat itself because the same characters are doing the same thing and be in the same position. But this time it ends, and it ends for good. Oh, I gotta go back to this one. Daniel, no, I'm saying 22 and 46 actually. All right, I gotta go up then. Oh, actually, let me go to this one instead. 7 and season. Matter of fact, I'm just go to 26 and call it a day. Actually, 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. So it's different rulers, different crowns, all right, prime ministers, presidents, but all ran by the international bankers, right? And shall devour the whole earth and shall trot it down and break into pieces, which actually goes into the Roman Empire, Slakia. And the 10 horns of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and subdue the 3 kings, which was British, Spanish, and the French. All the wars that took place here in the soils of America, right? And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Who are the saints of the Most High? Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? We are the saints of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it says, and to think to change times and laws, and they shall be given unto his hand until a time and times and dividing of times. And that time is ended 350 years from 1619 to the 1970s. So the 1960s, 70s, this is when a man called Abba Bivens went out and preached the gospel. All right, and ever since then, Esau has been in a downward spiral. But the judgment shall sit, and he shall take away his dominion. So this cycle of kingdoms is coming to an end. All right, and it so happens to be under the last quote unquote president, Nero. Go figures, right? And they shall take away his dominion. Take away his dominion and to consume and to destroy it until the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to a people of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him, who's the him? Yahweh Shai. The world shall serve the true king. So this cycle ends. So with that being said, shalom to the elect, the nation Israel. Shalom.